And regardless of their political ideologies and standings, politicians seem to stick together when it comes to corruption allegations. Hi, so this is my first long format video, and as much as I wanted it to be after I had gotten better at editing and filming, sadly, the truth doesn't have an aesthetic. So, I want to talk about this video in particular. I only came across it yesterday and the title caught my eye. Now, as someone who is going to attend the National Law University of Delhi from this May, of course, I look up to good, articulate, and sophisticated speakers like S. Jaishankar, Shashi Tharoor, and others like them. So, it was particularly intriguing to see such a video about him. Now, I will be summarizing this 43-minute video by Rohan Mehta for you. It has the story of the different accounts of corruption going on in the Ministry of External Affairs. He narrates his experiences of enduring the different transgressions against him over the period of 8 years working in the Brazil consulate. Now, I have pinpointed some of the main events that I am going to tell you, but feel free to look at the whole video in the description down below. Starting off, the first part revolves around two main characters, Manisha Swami, the head consulate general, and another employee, Adarsh Kumar Mishra. He accuses Manisha Swami of a bad work ethic, lashing out at employees unnecessarily, and harboring corrupt employees. The said employee would be Manish Kumar Mishra, with numerous sexual harassment claims against him, not only by Indian employees but also other Brazilian women. To entirely his credit, he was unrelented and continued to complain against these people for the harassment he was facing, but sadly, to no avail. The second part is where these things start to affect Rohan, and where a third character enters the scene, Gayatri Gosain. What started from unnecessary memorandums and complaints against him ultimately escalated to a false sexual harassment claim against Rohan Mehta. The third part is regarding his recall back to India. After many of his complaints went unheard and while his marriage approval certification is under process, he is given an exemption from getting the yellow fever vaccine before getting back to India. Now, this point has a lot to unpack. Not only is he getting laid off a job for being a victim of false accusations and corruption in general, he is getting his paperwork held back for no reason and the serious health code violation that simply just cannot be overlooked. The fourth part is, I think, after he is sent back to India, where he is being accused of living with his fiancée without prior approval, which is needed for consulate members with foreign spouses. He is also constantly being denied help from the Ministry of External Affairs, which is a vast violation of their protocol. He then continues to state multiple cases that he has come across over the years working in the MEA, such as the Baghdad case with the rent violations and others that you can listen about in his video. He even reaches out to Shashi Tharoor through his nephew, but to no avail. Lastly, the part about S. Jaishankar. It starts with the corruption case of Renu Paul. I won't get into it, but you can look it up or watch his video where he explains what happened. She was called back from Austria due to these convictions. But after she is back, no less than a month goes by and she is promoted and given her own department called Nest. And who created this department? None other than S. Jaishankar. He also highlights unloyal behavior of S. Jaishankar not only towards the country but towards our Prime Minister as well, which he expands on quite a lot, so you can listen about it in his video. And as far as I understand, his fiancée has had to go back to her country because their marriage paperwork did not get approved or it just didn't go through. And it's a shame because essentially for the moment this means that they have lost. My 2 cents. Every day, punishing the victim is becoming more and more of a trend in India. And regardless of their political ideologies and standings, politicians seem to stick together when it comes to corruption allegations. Now, whether it's a case of apathy towards the public or to prevent retribution, in which case they could risk exposing their wrong deeds, it is the public that gets the short end every time. Now, even with pretty solid proof of these people's convictions, there will be some sections or the other of people defending them and meat-riding them for some reason. But as for myself, and I know you can never be 100% sure in any matter, but I can say for myself with confidence that when it comes to choosing between the public and the elites which quite literally run the country, I will always stand with the public. I think Rohan Mehta's video needs to reach more and more people and as quickly as possible so that it could be carried out to justice. The longer this stretches on, the lesser the probability of anyone actually doing anything about it or us getting a response from these officials. And I think we know that these officials are more than capable of proving their innocence if they are so. I think it's time the public pushes back and makes the government focus on real issues and not just jokes. Until next time, yours truly.